Hey everybody, how are we doing today? Let's make sure I can be seen without my head being cut off. So let me take a look here. Oh my goodness, it's getting warm out. At least it is here in Omaha. It's going to be like 90 degrees on Thursday. 2 more days. I wanted to show this month's Club Couture. Comes in an envelope like this. For all of you who are subscribed, you know what I'm talking about. Every month you get a size B transfer once you join the subscription. It's usually an on-trend or a seasonal themed transfer. And May's is this cool pair of sunglasses, and it says Hello Summer, which is what it feels like today. And you get 3 samples of paste packets every month. They're colors that coordinate with the transfer. This month you get wildberry, guava, and eucalyptus. Of course, you can save these for another project if you have other pastes that you want to use and change up the design. But I did pull those out of my tubs of paste, so I'm going to use those, but I'm going to add shimmer gold to it. And then otherwise I'm going to try to use the same 3 colors. And I'm going to paste on our new palette board by Couture. These are awesome boards. They can actually be worked on this side, the back side, or the front side, which is a nice white painted. You can still see the grain in the wood. They're really cool. I think they can even stand on their own. Or if you want it to hang, you could just hang it off of that if you're doing a vertical, or get some strips, Velcro strips, or just put a couple hangers on it if you want to hang it. But a lot of people just set them on a shelf, or just let them stand. Get it the right way. Maybe it won't stand as well as it does on the ends. But I'm going to work it horizontal, so. And I usually just set mine on a shelf, or I'll go ahead and apply a hanger, or use those strips. What do you call them? With the Velcro. So either way will work. I hope I'm going to try to lift it up a little bit. I feel like I'm kind of cutting my head off. So let's get started. I've got my water here. So once I get done chalking our transfer, I'll put it in the water because they are reusable. You just simply have to wash them with water. That's what's cool about them. You can use them up, they say 8 to 12 times. Sometimes even more if you take really good care of them. You want to have a few squeegees, or you're going to have to wash your squeegee. When you do join the club, which you can do on my website, you have the option to buy a starter kit along with the subscription. You could only buy that the first time you subscribe. It includes 2 boards, a thing of white paste, some tools. You get the multi-tool and a squeegee. You get some board erasers, which are great for washing our blackboards and transfers. And am I forgetting anything? I think that's about it. But that is a savings when you buy that in the starter kit. I think you save about $7. So look into that. You also have the option to buy the previous month's transfer if they're still available. And you also will be getting offers of discounts when you're in your subscription. Like this month, you get to save 30% off 4 selected transfers and our round 10-inch blackboard. So you can save 30% off of those this month only. So if you want to join, now's the time to do it because you do get the savings on those things. But otherwise, $19 a month. You're going to get the transfer every month and 3 paste packets. So if you don't have squeegees, I would order some, and maybe at least white paste if you don't want to get the starter kit. All right, so let's go. I know that they ship these out like May 5th, so I know those of you who are in the subscription probably have already worked with it. if you've had a chance. But I still want to show it to everybody. Get some different ideas. I'm just gonna do the basic design that I've been seeing out there. So I'm just gonna put the sunglasses. So you do this layer first with what the color you want the rim of the sunglasses to be. And then that color will also be the palm trees, because this will go over it. And then you'll put in the reflection. And I'm going to do kind of a ombre of the orange and purple, the guava and the wild berry, to kind of look like a sunset. So that's what I'm going to do. And then I'll do the Hello Summer in possibly the green, or I'll do it in the gold again. Not sure yet. We'll see what it looks like. So this is the envelope that comes in, so you always know when you're getting it because of that pretty color floral print on that envelope. I'm so thirsty. Hello, if you're watching, say hello to me so I know you're here. Type in the word hello. It won't take you long to do. The thing is, I feel like my comments, which are over here on my left, don't stay up, so I'm not always getting to see the comments unless I go and swipe them up. So if I don't see it right away, I'm sorry. It sounds like I have a cold. I still have, I don't know what it is, if it's allergies or what, but still having issues with the cold I've had all spring. So we're gonna lay this down. Remember, this is a silk screen. What you see right here, that is a fabric. And it's silk screen, and we're gonna squeegee over our chalk paste over it and then lift up our transfer. And I didn't even fuzz it, but it lifts up pretty well, so I'm not gonna be too worried about it. So just smooth it on, make sure all the air pockets are out, especially when you're working with a big open area of screen. You really want to make it smooth. Well, every time you want to make it smooth, but it always seems to want to bubble when you got a big area. And you don't realize it's doing that. All right, like I said, I'm going to add gold to the color palette. Gold shimmer. So our sunglasses are going to be shimmery gold on the rims. We're just going to mix it up really good. Sometimes our paste will kind of dry and get thicker, and if it does, you just spritz it with water because you want it to be a nice soft yogurt. I mean, this is starting to get a little thick, so I'm going to squirt a little bit of water in it. Just get a little spray bottle and mix that water in. That'll thin it out a little bit so it's not so thick. We want to be able to squeegee that on easily. So you want it to be smooth or not so thick. I don't know what you want to call it. Softer. And get those pigments all, they kind of settle, especially these metallics. So you want to get the glitter and everything stirred in really well. Okay. I might take the bigger squeegee just because we have a larger area and it is angled. So you want the paste to apply to the angled down side of it. I'll make sure you can see that. All of our squeegees have an angle. Yeah. So you want the paste to come on this side when you get it out of your jar. And then you're going to take that angled side and just smear it down over it. Just making sure all the silkscreen areas are filled in. And then you don't want it thick. You want to skim it down. So put the extra back in your jar and then take your squeegee and just skim it down and take that excess and put it back in the jar. So you want a nice thin coat on your project. So we're just going to apply it. With this, I probably would need a little bit more than that eventually, but I'm going to try out this amount first. See how far it gets me. Not too far. So add a little bit more. You can always add more. You can always take it off if it's extra, too much. want to make sure you can see. I'm just smearing it over. You don't have to brush it on like paint. You just slide it over. You can go at it at different directions. As long as you get it all covered in, that silk screen area. And then you take the extra and scrape it off in your jar like I'd mentioned. Just take it. All right. Now you don't want to mess around too long and let that paste start to dry on that screen, or it won't stick on your board, it'll stick in the screen. So you don't want to take a long time to do that. You want to be able to remove it right away. And there you got it. I'm just going to stick it right in my water because we will wash that. And we'll put it back on this backer sheet for storage. Okay, so now we want this to be dry before we put the next layer on. So you can just wait a while if you want, or I'm going to use a blow dryer. I'm not going to use heat on the dryer, just the air, and that'll just speed up the process. And hold on to everything, it goes away. If there's any comments, hi Amy, Michelle, Beverly, hope you're all still watching. You can touch it, get it dry. Dropped my towel. So it's dry now. And we're probably ready for the next layer. I wanted to show you my project I did yesterday. This was just on a inexpensive canvas you can get at the hobby store, craft store. And I used our buffalo plaid transfer, and I kind of wanted to do like to effect of a blanket. So then I tried to add in, I did some other lines of color. So I did the first color in that eucalyptus, the same color we're going to use here. And then I had some other pieces of transfers that had these lines on them. And so I added the blue and this peony red color. And then I just kind of made it look like a blanket. And then I used our Scenic Route transfer, which is all the other pieces, and put on the canoe. I mixed bark and the gold shimmer together and got this color. It kind of slightly has a metallic look to it. Just, I don't know, it has a neat texture to it. Almost looks like leather. It looks really cool with those two colors mixed. And then I did the oars, and this is navy. I don't know how well you can tell on there. So we did it in that, again, the mix of the gold shimmer and the bark. And then we add the navy. And then I just put that little oar on there. So, yeah. And then I actually, between some of the layering, I did this finishing wax in the stain kind. And I take my rag and I actually rub it into the canvas to kind of give it a aged vintage look, so it's not bright white. I like to tone it down a little bit, make it look like it's been around a while. So that's how I did that. I posted the picture of this yesterday and a couple photos of me doing the blanket part, and then I'd get busy and I'd forget to take other photos, and so I just thought I'd explain it here. So that's my always take the scenic route. Sure you can see it on there, just on a regular canvas. So that's that. Nothing too fancy. It's kind of fun to work with the different transfers and try to come up with your own design like I did on the blanket. So All right, we're gonna add our shades. So again, the palm trees are gonna be covering the gold. So when we lift it up, those will still be gold, and it'll make a frame, and the frame will be gold. And then this white part is what I'm going to try to ombre between these two colors and make it look like a sunset on the beach. So let's see if we can get that to work. We just want to apply some lint on the back of this sticky transfer. I don't want it lifting up the paste. Oh, it's already down. If it's too sticky, it could do that. If it wasn't completely dry, it would do it. If you used moisture in your hair dryer, that could add moist to it. And it may feel dry, but it may have moisture in it, so that could cause it to stick. So you can't really see me. I'm fuzzing it on my towel, which you probably can't even see it because everything's the same color. I'm just putting it on the towel several times just to apply some fuzz to the back so it's not so sticky, and we can lift up and release that transfer off of that surface and off of this paste. Okay, so I can see the first layer through this turquoise part, so I'm going to just pretty much eyeball it getting centered. They do have little markings that I could have used, but I only do that on a blackboard so I can wash them off. I'm not going to do it on a painted board. So that looks pretty good right in there. And just press right around the area that we're going to chalk on. Get all those bubbles out. So again, this is our Club Couture for May that came in your Club Couture mail. You get it once a month. We don't know what the transfer is until they announce it the first of every month. So last month was the Sweet Spring, if you saw that transfer. This month it's this Hello Summer, and we'll see what we get in June. I don't know if there'll be something patriotic for the 4th of July. Maybe not, because now that Canada is joining us, you know, we may not gear too much to the USA. I don't know. This one is definitely thicker, so I am adding water to it. Now, also in your subscription, you're going to get 3 sample packs. So you're not having to invest in, these jars of paste. You can, so you can reuse your transfer over and over and make other projects, or get some ink and put it up. This would be so cute on a shirt for the summer. But this is the colors that they sent out this month. And I'm using these colors today and adding in the gold shimmer. I just thought that would be fun. If you had a blackboard and you were doing a white, you could make the sunglasses white. It would be cool. Let me check for any note. So say hello. Share if you know somebody who would enjoy crafting with chalk paste and transfers. They might want to see this. Still mixing. All right. So I kind of went shopping today. I'm trying to find me a new purse. I don't buy a purse very often because I'm not really into purses, but I wanted to take a new one to our I'm going to the Chalk Couture convention in Dallas the end of June. So I was trying to find a new purse. I didn't buy one. I don't know. I can't decide. If I looked at even I went to the outlet mall, so I looked at the Coach. I looked at Michael, what is his name? Court? No, I don't know. And see, I don't even know. And Kate Spade. My favorite one was in there. And of course they're spendy, but I don't know, it's hard to find a quality bag that will last. And I'm kind of rough on my bags, so then I'm like, I don't know if I want to spend that much money on a bag, because like I said, I'm pretty rough with it. Okay, let's see. I don't know if the orange goes on the top or the purple goes on the top on a sunrise. I Googled it once a couple days ago, and I really don't remember. The purple on the top? Orange on the bottom? Somebody know? Anybody know? I forgot. I'm thinking, oh, the sun's going down. So maybe the purple's on the bottom and the orange is on the top. I don't know. I did Google it and I've already forgotten. I think I want to do purple on the top and orange on the bottom. But nobody's given me a clue. So we'll go with that. Purple on the top, orange on the bottom. So I'm just going to lightly drag it across. Same with the purple across the top. Oh no, look what I did. Let's see if I can get that off. I am really being a klutz lately. So between the two colors, then just take your finger and blend them. Paper towel. And then just scrape it down. So instead of putting that excess back in the jar, because I've mixed the two colors, I'm just wiping it on a paper towel. I'm just making sure it's all filled in. All right. All right, that's pretty cool. So for that, I'm gonna get me a Clorox wipe. Sometimes I just wait for that paste to dry and then kind of chip it off. What will be best for this white? Looks like it's gonna come off pretty good. Not pretty cool. Now I just need to put the Hello Summer on there. Pretty fancy. Pretty fancy. Let's throw this away before I get it all over me. Like I said, I've been kind of a klutz lately. Things falling everywhere. Okay. So, Hello Summer. Now, I'm probably gonna want that right in there, so I better make sure that is dry because I don't want the corner to get on my sign. So, while it's drying, I'm going to put my paste away. See, it didn't take much. You'd have plenty of paste in those packets to do your project, and probably even enough left over to do another project. So when you get your paste packets, I would not squirt all that paste out. I would, get this on. I would just squirt, open up the corner a little bit, massage it first so all the paste is mixed in really well, all the pigment. And just tear off the corner or cut off the corner a little bit and just put it right on your squeegee a little bit, and then do it that way. That way it's not coming all out of the packet and you're not wasting it. And then when you're done, you can reseal these back up. Now they say you can put like a hair straightener on it and seal it, seal it, but I think if you just fold it down a few times and then tape it really well, it's gonna seal in there pretty good. So that's a good way of not wasting your paste. But I was going to try to use that eucalyptus on the Hello Summer, but I'm feeling I need to use I think I need to use one of the colors in there. So maybe the purple, I think it's gonna show up in the post, even though I just put it away. I'll get it back out. So I washed the stir sticks and this squeegees, everything, reuse them over and over. I've made hundreds and hundreds of projects. All right, so I'm not gonna use it. I was thinking about doing it in the gold too, but gold or this color. I kind of like the purple, which is wild berry. So John has been gone. He left yesterday morning. Last night and tonight, he's at the Iowa Funeral Directors Convention. Graydon just got to go on Monday, but he'll be back tomorrow. So just kind of hanging out with myself, which I don't mind for a little while. Kind of thinking about ombreing down from the purple to the gold. So that might be an idea. Hi, Tina. We're not helping. I would say orange on top. Oh, oops, I did it wrong. I couldn't remember. I think purple on top. Okay, so yeah, you both got different opinions. Well, I did it this. It's not perfectly ombre, but it looks pretty cool anyway. I love these colors together. So, again, you're not seeing it because I don't have my camera in the right place. Fuzzing my transfer again. These are our great towels from Couture. This side is more like a bath towel, which is great for fuzzing. And the other side is more like a microfiber, which is great for absorbing the water if you are cleaning your transfers and want them to dry real quick. So I'm putting it on the fuzzy side and getting some lint on there. And I don't know why I can't keep my comments up, but it's not doing very good. Okay, so I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to try to leave the same amount of space right on this side as the bottom, even though, yeah, that's pretty close. Just kind of keeping it all in. I don't want it too far out, so I'm going to keep it kind of close together. That's just being a little picky maybe, but you don't want the sentiment to be far away from the, in fact, if I was on a smaller board, I'd maybe even get really close. But since we're on a bigger board, Let's do something like this. And I'm not going to press really hard on the paste up here so we don't have to worry about it sticking to it. I kind of think I'm going to ombre Wild Berry down into gold. Let's try this ombre one more time. All right. Of course, really the only thing that's going to ombre is right in here. So, because there's lots of space here. So I could just do this in purple and that, and let's just do it all purple. You know what? It might be fun to kind of offset it. And by that I mean do the gold and then pick it up, let it dry, and then offset it a little bit so it has a shadow effect. So I could do either way, the gold or the purple on top or the bottom. I think I'm going to put the gold down first and then lift it up, dry it, and then set it down just a fraction over, just to have that shadow effect. That's always kind of fun to do too. Even though this is a really thin font, like it's not very thick, it will make it thicker looking, so I think that's kind of good. So gold and then purple, right? I wished I had a big one. I'll wash this one off. This is what I had for the gold earlier. Okay. So, all right, we're going to do gold, and then we're going to lift up, let it dry, and put it back down, set it off a fraction, and put the purple on top. So we're going to have a shadowing effect. And I just want to make sure it's in all the silkscreen areas. And then we're going to put this extra back into the jar so we're not wasting it. Like so. I always try to just make sure there's not any line, like overlapping lines onto our image, even though this is a really thin image. Just making sure everything is filled in. Looks good. Let's lift this up. That looks pretty cool like that. I could leave it like that. But I'm going to try the shadow effect, just since I've already talked about it and I want to show it to you. So, probably need to blow dry this. Make sure this is dry before we do that. So, bear with me. Cool. Again, this is on our 9x12 palette sign from Couture. They retail for $14.99. Super well built, and they're not that cheapy wood. They're nice thick wood. I've seen I shop for a lot of signs out there in all these craft stores, and the quality is hard to find. So I'm lining it up right where I had it, and then I'm going to slide it over, kind of like it's half on, half off, to get that shadowing effect. And you can also go up and down a little bit too, so you have the shadow effect on the horizontal areas. So just kind of move it ever so slightly, You still want some of that gold to show. You want right. I don't feel like I'm going to cover a lot of it. I don't want to cover too much of it. I'm raising it up slightly and to the left. So let's see what it's going to look like. Just kind of pressing it. I got paste on me, so I'm going to make sure I clean my fingers. All right, now let's try. Don't press too hard because the transfer is not pressed down really tight. So I'm lightly going over with as far as pressing down. Just because I don't want that transfer to shift because I didn't press it down really tight. Pretty sure. Got it all covered. Putting that extra back in the jar. Ooh, I just saw the top of my L. Didn't quite get. Okay. So that turned out pretty neat. Let's see if you can see it. I always have to wait for the delay. So you can see the gold behind the berry. I don't know how well you can see it. I can get it up closer. Get it to focus in. And you don't have the light so much either. You can kind of see it. Get the light on it. Yeah. Neato. Just gotta make sure you can see it. It's gotta focus. There you go. That's better. Cool. I love it. Let's be fun. You know how we decorate for all the seasons. I mean, fall, Halloween, Easter, even, of course, Christmas, Easter, Valentine's sometimes. But do we ever really decorate for summer? So I think this is a great way. You know, put this up on your mantle, your shelf, in your bathroom, even out on a covered porch or your entryway. You know, why can't we decorate for summer? I think it's a great idea. Of course, this would be awesome on a shirt with our inks. Definitely. Would be fun. If you are going to put this outside, you can seal this. I probably will put some wax over it, because I like to seal in my projects. Unless it's chalkboard that I'm going to reuse, then I don't seal it in. But that's fun. I don't think it needs any other, you know how sometimes I'll embellish with the ribbons or charms or anything like that, but I don't think this needs it. I think it's just kind of classy, beachy looking, so I think I'll just leave it. But I do want to show you how we wash our transfers, because I don't always do that very well. So let's do that. I just use a nice a tea towel that doesn't have the, you know, just a tea towel that doesn't have a nap to it. Just soft cotton to dry them on. So take the magic, it's like a magic eraser, but it's a Couture eraser. It doesn't have any chemicals in it. And then I just lay this in the water, sticky side down, and I'm just rubbing off the paste off the top. You can just do it with water, but this works much faster when you use one of these erasers. And also it helps get any of, sometimes it might leave, and it still might on certain colors, leave like the stain of the pigment. Well, the eraser really helps get that off. So it keeps your transfers looking new. But of course the main thing is to get it out of the silk screen. And then just kind of rub the back just in case the paste got on there, and get some of that fuzzing off so we have it nice and sticky again. Okay, and then I just lay it sticky side up, and I just kind of brush the water off with my hand, and that allows it to dry faster. And we want to do our other pieces. Of course, it's easy to just do this under the faucet, which is what I usually do when I'm working, but I wanted to show you while the camera's going here. So yeah, just get it. Just rub like that. And we need to do this piece. And we'll be done. You can see how this fabric stretches. That's why when you pull off your transfer from your board, you want to pull it directly from the side or top down and not the corner, because that's what will happen. It'll stretch that. If it's really sticking hard, it'll stretch out your transfer, and then it may not lay nice and flat the next time you go to use it. So don't pull from the corner, so you don't stretch it out. Then just wash your stir sticks. And your squeegees. And same goes if you're working with inks or paste, it doesn't matter. Everything washes off the same. You just use water. You can use a Clorox wipe if you want, but I just like using these erasers from Couture, and they just clean everything up nice and easy. Sounds like it's time to blow my nose again, I tell you. Okay, I think I got everything. That is it, guys. And then we'll let these dry. Just put everything back in my little piles here of squeegees. So when this dries, we're going to put them back on the backers. And I want to show you the easiest way to put it back on a backer, no matter the size of the transfer. And one thing a lot of people do is they will mark the back of the backer what piece it goes to. Like put Hello Summer on here, put the palm trees on here, and then put the shades on the back of these two pieces. But I'm usually pretty good about figuring out what piece goes to what. But if you wait forever and not put your transfers away, then you might have a problem. So there's a shiny side, there's a dull side. Shiny side goes to the sticky side of your transfer. If you put the paper side and stuck that to your transfer, you may have just stuck your transfer to paper and you may have ruined it, because the paper will stick to the transfer and then you can't get it off. So always make sure you got shiny side to sticky side. Another reason why to write on the back, so you know that you want the writing up. But just line that up and press it on. If you're off a little bit, that's okay, or you can just take it back off again and line it back up. I usually try to line the corners and the edges, and then just press it down. Okay, so same here. Shiny side to sticky side. And as you see, that is sticking out, and that isn't, so that means I probably have it upside down. Another reason why you want to maybe write on the back so you don't have to guess. But sometimes you can just line up the cut lines and it'll go faster. But I never want to take the time to do it because I'm in a, just want to get to the designing and don't want to take the time to write it on there. So you got them on there, and you got your package that it came in. Never cut this open, just use the tab that folds down and seals so you can seal it back in there. I always try to put them facing, not so they're facing under the sticker, but so that you can see them like that. And then press that sealed, and you're done. Pretty easy. Here's our project. We used the Couture palette board, the 9x12. This was the Club Couture, exclusive to only subscribers. So if you're not a subscriber or a designer like myself, you can't buy this transfer. It's only to people who subscribe to the subscription. So that is kind of a neat deal because nobody else can get it. So yeah, pretty cool. Every month you get one for $19, and you're gonna get 3 sample packets. And it's going to be different every month. We don't know what it is till the first of the month when they announce it. So I'm curious to see what we'll get in June. There you are, guys. I double layered this, offset it a little bit. Gold is underneath the wild berry. We used the glimmer gold up here and the wild berry and the guava. Now, our sample packets came with the guava and the wild berry. I just added the gold. I didn't